So person 58, your energy starts to engage in the sacred space of my heart, and in the sacred space of my heart where I take the healing energies, the like rainbow colored kind of energies. Most people kick me out at some point, which is an indication that there's something needed in that area, but you actually let me take all of the energy from the root to the crown, and then at the crown, which this colored energy is usually like a golden lilac color. It was interesting because as I was done taking those energies, then I typically get like sprung out of that area and propelled towards the Rainbow Road. And you actually just like floated. Your energy started engaging here, and it was just engaged in this crown chakra, and the energy, and you just floated really patiently down to the Rainbow Road. And so then on the Rainbow Road, this golden kind of light turned into a golden throne, and I saw your energy sitting on this throne with a golden crown and a golden chalice in your hand, and the chalice was filled with red wine. And so I see you as this like king that's drinking this red wine. And it was interesting because you're in this throne, and every few seconds the throne would hop forward. And so this is a long rainbow road, and at the end of it there's like a portal that kind of moves us into the next phase of the journey. And so you were, again, I don't know if it's patience or what it is, but it took a long time. It took a very long time to watch you hop on this throne all the way from one point, the beginning point, to the end point. And with every hop, you were taking a sip of this red wine. And so it was just this really elongated process. And I actually had like 5 just personal scheduling thoughts of my own, life come through as I waited for this visual to end. And so at the end of the Rainbow Road, then you're on this throne, and the throne actually kind of tips forward a little bit, and you look into this blackness that's through the portal, and it's like you don't want to go down there. And so being that it was the next phase, the energy forced you to, so the chair kind of flipped around, so the back was, pointing towards the portal, and it dips you down, so the chair kind of falls backwards, and your energy slides out of the chair and down into what's like a tunnel. And so as you enter this tunnel, your energy kind of turns into like a beaver or a groundhog or something. And I see you down in this tunnel, no lights, and you're working frivolously, like trying to build, it felt like some kind of infrastructure in the ground. It was like you were moving from the left side of the image to the right side of the image, and it's like you were working. I almost felt like there was a tool belt on, and you were trying to build up this, whatever it is, some kind of infrastructure within this area. And so anytime we go underground or down in this visual, I always get root chakra, and root chakra to me is family. It can be career, it can be finances, it can be trust and fear, and grounding and all of this. And so presence. So what I'm getting now, connecting the 2 images, is that that maybe at this time, this point in your life, you're working endlessly to try and get that first image of the king in his throne, right? So I feel like maybe it's to do with career and working and trying to secure and build this wealth, or build this security, this stability with monetary funds to kind of secure that end result of the king. And so I don't know, now looking back at the king kind of hopping down the road and taking forever, I don't know, if that has meaning in this as well, like at the rate that you're working, because it felt like you were just tirelessly working towards this goal. So I don't know if it's that at this, whatever you're doing, that it feels like it might take forever to get to that end goal. But so moving from here, then I see this beaver, or whatever it is, kind of come out from under the ground, and now he's in this, it looks like a 2-dimensional picture, right? So a flat picture, it's like I see the grass, And then I see this rainbow that's like touching, one end and the other end on the grass. And I see a blue sky behind it with a big, yellow sun. So I see this beaver like crawl up the rainbow and lay right on top of the rainbow, and his back's on the rainbow looking up at the sun. And so he's taking a break is what it feels like. It feels like a little vacation that he's on, and he's just enjoying this rest. And anytime a rainbow is present for me, it represents the healing energies. And so now piecing everything together again, I'm getting that the energy that's this kind of crazy energy that's trying to create and build and secure this, whatever it is, towards wealth or stability or whatever it may be, that it's like that this representation or this form of energy of you needs to take a break to heal yourself. That if you were to continue at the pace of that beaver that's down in the tunnel working, endlessly, that there's going to be some kind of health something that comes up. And so it's almost saying, that this beaver needs this chance, this break, this, this is mini vacation to allow himself to heal. And so I see that energy at his back, like taking in that healing energy, just taking a break and enjoying life almost. So from here, then the energy kind of turns more into a human form, and it walks up to the Akashic records. And the Akashic records are presented as a like fun house. I see like, it's almost like it's moving and twisting, and it's almost like a bounce house, but like a little bit more stretched out and cartoony. And so I get that as soon as you walk into this, there's going to be all those crazy mirrors, that are inside fun houses. And I just know that this is what the inside's going to look like. So as you walk in, it's exactly as expected. And it's this like carnival fun house. And so it's a very easy symbology for me. I'm getting that just that there needs to be more fun and play. And I see you kind of move through, and, there's like slides and mirrors, and it's just like a really fun place, right? So then the records turn into this big football field, and it's like all these stadium chairs are around the outside, and I see the grass underneath. It's in this like big oval, and I call down your higher self, and your higher self and I sit like on the very edge of this 50-yard line, and we begin to watch all these people play. It's almost like flag football. And so I'm getting that this is like the engagement, this is the energy, it's almost like the connection with friends, the living the life, the connection. It's almost and so back to the visual of the rainbow. Actually, when you jumped off that rainbow, I saw you walk down to the very edge of the rainbow, and there was a pot of gold. And then I saw you jump in this pot of gold, and this healing energy was coming into this pot of gold with you sitting in it, almost like a jacuzzi tub with all this like gold money surrounding you. And so now here in the Akashic records, as I'm reviewing this with your higher self and seeing that this is kind of like the engagement and energy that they're hoping for you, that I get drawn back to that visual of you in the pot of gold, and it's like, it's almost like there's not one way to have abundance in life, right? And so by engaging and balancing the energies of life and actually engaging in these energies that make us the happiest and feel kind of the most whole and healed, like that visual of the vacationing groundhog to now engaging with friends and playing, I feel like there's this like zest for life, right? And that this creates abundance as well. And there's this, so there's a lot of mystics and like my mentor teacher right now who are claiming that in 2016, there's going to be a huge financial shift for the world energy, basically. and that there's this calling upon humans to start to understand that to secure wealth, it's not all about working a 9 to 5 in the typical methods anymore. It's about engaging in life's energy and trusting in the universe to provide for us. And it's a really hard concept for humans to understand, that that we don't have to put all of our focused attention on a 9 to 5 and working tirelessly to kind of create that end result of that king in the throne, right? Kind of surrounded by wealth. And so there's this shift that's kind of coming, I guess, to the humans to understand that we can't expect our financial abundance to come from that typical 9 to 5 anymore, and that we have to start to open up our energy to receive in different ways. And I almost get that this is what's being called upon for you, is that you have to start almost opening your energetic fields and stop like constricting and being so narrowly focused on that, securing and building that foundation, from that tunneled kind of view, to opening it up to like truly engaging in the energies that are surrounding you. And this is what's going to create the most abundance in your field. And so that's the message that the higher self gave when I asked what's for the highest good for this person to know at this moment in time. And they were asking you to basically take the healing energies and allow yourself to perceive in a different way, and know that you were going to be taken care of, and that that there's this engagement that's possible to bring the success and the abundance that you seek. And those weren't the words, but that's kind of the overlying feeling that I received. So with light and love.